Greg Russell, NBC Detroit. Hi, Michael. How are you?
Hi, Greg. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Good.
And got to bring this up to you. This movie, Protege. I mean, I haven't seen this much action in a film for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's like the fight scenes with you and Maggie. Talk a little bit about that. I mean, you two were like Ali Frazier going at each other.
Wow, what a comparison. Did you ever see that movie? Did you ever see that? I'm sure you saw the doc, when they were kings.
Yep, sure did.
How good is that movie?
That is.
Yeah.
All those Frazier fights.
Joe never got Joe. I don't think Joe ever got his due. He was so great. I mean, boxing fans knew how great he was. Sorry, didn't mean to digress. But
no.
But yeah, they're really. I think I'm not an expert on film fight scenes, but Martin Campbell's so good at that stuff, and Maggie's really good at that stuff.
Yeah.
And has more experience than I. I mean, I've done versions of it in different, but I've never quite played a guy exactly like this. And it's like, he's a larger than life character. It's like a big screen kind of movie character. And the film is kind of just to sit back and enjoy yourself. But in terms of the action, it was really well done and required a lot of time and energy and work and choreography and rehearsal just to get it right, because of the way he wanted to shoot it. And I thought there was some really clever stuff done that, these stunt guys were great, and Martin really knows that stuff inside and out.
And it's funny you said that. I asked Maggie about, the fight scenes. And so she said, yeah, I said, it looked like a great dance. And she said, yeah, it is. It's, very choreographed very well. Because she said one little slip up and somebody would have got,
Yeah. That's the other thing. You go, well, man, I don't, first of all, I don't want to get clocked. And I don't want to hit anybody else. And when you're dealing with stunt people, and even Maggie, she's, pretty well versed in this stuff. You have to learn real quickly. Not like I've done a fair amount of it. That's not like, that's not my claim to fame or anything. It's fun though. Like I keep saying, it's a lot better than sitting around your trailer waiting to get called in. You may as well be out doing something.
Right. And like you said, you're out definitely doing it. And this is almost going to be like the weirdest segue, but it even lets you know what your worth was. And, as far as that goes. And speaking of worth, we now move over to that film.
Yeah.
And when I first saw the title, of course you think, okay, what's this about? But of course, your character plays the attorney dealing with the survivors of the 9/11 victims and just trying to figure out the worth. And I mean, I couldn't even imagine what that must have been like. I mean, I know you had to study up on it, but could you imagine having to figure out somebody's worth for their family?
No, I mean, it's the weight of that whole thing. No, I can't imagine. And you think or at least I do. You think you were aware of the compensation fund and how that was going to work, and then you realize, as I did, starting to not only being the person who plays Ken Feinberg, but an exec producer on it, you realize that I realized I knew almost nothing about this, and how do you do that? How do you figure that out, and how do you make it fair? And it could never be perfect. It just can't be perfect. And my character Ken had to accept that it probably isn't going to be perfect. He can only do the best he can do.
And it is always interesting watching, say, movies like this one, The Post, All the President's Men, where the things that you knew about, but like you said, you only got to see it from the outside, but then now seeing it inside and what all these people had to go through. I mean, even including like, the victims' families. I remember the one fireman who is always, kind of like up in your character's face.
Yeah.
Talking.
Yeah, that's such an emotional part of the movie. And it's not like every single second is absolutely accurate and true, because you almost can't do that in a movie. It's almost really impossible. But that there was that a version of that had happened, and that was a really, that's one thing, I don't think he was, well, I know he wasn't ready for. Ken Feinberg was not ready for that one. And so then you have to get involved and you want to do the right thing, but it's not just you dealing with it on a legal basis. You kind of have to feel, I'm trying to say it without giving too much away, but
Right.
we talk about it, so they'll know what you and I are talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means folks just go out and see the movie.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you. All right, man.
Appreciate it. Great.
Thanks.
Take care.